Hi. Let's see if this works. Hi there. I'm Hugo. First thing, how many of you use Twitter? Please raise your hand. OK, important. Follow me on Twitter. It's worth it to follow me. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to do it. Take your phone, do it. You've seen like a fly over the screen? Have you realized that there was like flying something? Once I captured a fly with chopsticks. This is true story. I did it in front of someone, so I have a witness. So I'm the head of design of Monzo. I don't know if you know us. We are the guys with these cards. How many of you have a Monzo card? Could you keep your hands and I can take a picture? Please do it. Because, I mean, this is a pretty big audience, and this is pretty cool. Thank you very much. You are awesome. I love you all. OK, so we are building a bank. For those of you that you don't know us, we are building a bank. And we are doing it because banks are shit. Like today, we've met TransferWise. They've built a 600 people strong company on the basis that banks are shit, and they are stealing people. So there's tons of opportunities, right, to make it right. And we are obsessed. This is a bit stretched, right? But we are obsessed about being there. I want us to have the bank that lives on the first screen of your phone. Usually, legacy banks, as we call them, they are hidden in some folder or something because even the icon is ugly. So we want to be there, like look, Deliveroo, like Simon was talking. Like, think about that for a second. OK, like you open an app, you tap a button, food comes to your door. Like, they need to move like mountains behind the scenes so you get that. That kind of experience is what at Monzo we are trying to do, and to make the same for banking. Something that I don't think we are there yet, but it's what we want to do. Something that you use it and you think for a second, come on, this is magic, like how this works. So I don't have a particularly well-structured talk. So this is more like some ideas, things that we've done, things that went well, things that didn't went well. And yeah, some learnings that you might take. So we are going to start with the good things, the things that I'm really proud of, and things that we've done, like, in my opinion, like, very good. So to open a bank, obviously, is a regulated industry, so it takes time. You need to follow a process. The Bank of England and regulators, they take care that we are not pirates. So you have this process. At Monzo, we are there, just about to end to get the license and being able to offer current accounts. So roughly, you have about 2 years. So you need to use your time wisely. There's many things that you can do. So we decided to build absolutely everything in-house. This is something that is so far unheard of in the challenger banks, as we are called. Usually people use off-the-shelf things that they can like buy or rent somehow and build on top. We went like down and do it. And there's something that we realized after working on the actual design and building things, after 2 months, we realized, hey, wait a minute, we're into something. We have an app that lets you send payments to people, and everything is internal. And what if we plug a card into this? A card that we are not a bank yet, but lets you start using it. So basically, we hacked our way into. We connected one of those black cards. That's a gift card. It was terrible. And that was the first app. And I don't know if you can see it, like it says 90 quid. On top says, safe to spend 140 pounds. We were sued by Simple.com for using safe to spend because they have it trademarked. And I mean, 140, that was hard-coded in the app. Like, you have only 90. How are you going to spend 140? There's a graph that doesn't do anything. And there's been a cash deposit of 100 quid, and then some uppercase text, like the kind of shit that you usually get on your bank. So it was terrible. And this was tweeted by one of our investors and retweeted and whatever. As a designer, that's really hard to be pushing forward things that are half-baked. I'm not proud of this, obviously. But it let us start trying things. So we created these gift cards, and we gave them to the team and to some of our investors, so we could start playing with ideas and checking things. So at some point, we incorporated the ability on the app for us, Monzo, send images to our customers in the app, so we could simulate interfaces. So I would open Sketch and fake these screens for everybody that had a card, absolutely manually. Okay. So I would spend on Sunday maybe 4 hours updating all this and sending it at 8 p.m. And if you are a user, it's like, oh, they send me a report. Yeah, there's a guy behind, like making it manual. And then underneath there was a button that was like, what do you think about this? Was this report useful or not? You could rate it. So things like that, like hacking stuff, using like time of people, building like craft behind the scenes is a very good way of starting testing things. And I think we did very well doing that. Another thing that I'm very proud of is in one of the first releases, we decided to put a chat within the app. So you have always a place to go and talk with us. And when I say with us, it's with me. Like it was with the whole team. So you could go there and tell us, we highly encourage people to tell us what you think. Is this worth it or not? Is something broken? And it's still there in the app. Like you will always have it. One simple way of contacting us. And the good thing of that is that thanks to that mechanism, we've built a customer support experience that, in my opinion, is absolutely world-class. I don't know if you agree, those of you that have Monzo cards. Do you? Thanks. So this is a tweet of someone that said, oh my God, I love Monzo. Talking about customer support, say that you love a bank. It's like crazy. And if you see the conversation, this person said, I think top-ups may be working again. Okay, so top-ups broke. Okay, we were building it, and there's things that sometimes fail. But this person was really happy to be the first one on using it once the system was back on. And we answered with a meme. Isn't that awesome? It's like talking with a friend. Compare this with the experience of a bank. Okay, like we are not talking like it's not Slack. Like things like this. Like we put emojis on every transaction. People love this shit. It's This was my CTO, Jonas. He hacked it in 30 minutes. He said, hey, wait a minute, why don't we add for every merchant an emoji? And usually are things like a coffee cup or things like that. But then we have some of them that are pretty cool. Like this tiger is this gift shop, furniture / like rubbish you don't need. We put a tiger. And this tiger, These things are really cheap to build, but prove that you care about the details, and yeah, you care about your customers. On a more serious note, I found this article on Medium. I really recommend you to search for it. I'm going to read the quote. This person says, 20% of a design solution is the most critical thing to get right. If we concede that 80% of any established design is universal, the true brand experience lives in that 20%. I do believe on this. It's exactly how we design at Monzo. I don't think it would apply for any product, for every product, but for something like it's a utility, it definitely does. And I think as many designers, I'm kind of a frustrated architect. Right? I try to think in services in ways of, it's kind of like urbanism maybe. Like I think in corridors, in rooms, in levels, in a lift, in a window, in contrast. And I think that way when we design Monzo. So we have things, this is the Android app, and it's pretty basic, right? It's utilitarian, and it's everything material design, basic stuff. In iOS, on iPhone, it feels like an iPhone native app. But then we have tons of like custom things, or things where we go that extra 20%. And I'm really proud of this. Like we have unique navigation devices that so far work very, very well, highly inspired in this case on Fantastical. It's a great app. So we have the same kind of approach for your balance. And then we have this sort of thing. Let's see if it plays. Yeah. This thing is hypnotic. Like I could stare at this for hours. Basically, it's a loop, right? So how much time do I have? So when you log in or you sign up, we don't have passwords, so you log in by sending you an email, like Slack's magic link, right? So there's a point that we know that your email is going to take a bit until it pulls the email from the server. So we make you wait, but we make you wait in a lovely way. So you stay there, 60 FPS, it works perfect. Then we have things like this. We ask you for permission to turn on your GPS, your location services. If you think about it, like, why does my bank know where I am? it's like, oh, they want something dodgy or whatever. No, like we explain it with some copy and these lovely animations, and we tell you, look, if you turn this on, if someone uses your card in Spain and your phone is here in London, chances are that that is not a legit transaction, right? So you see the value, you turn it on. We saw that we care. It's this thing, like I really believe that if you take care of these details, as a user, I think, if this is so lovely, chances are that the backend is very well done as well. Like the whole thing is properly prepared. And then we have this one that I love as well, that is, think for a second, like the way Monzo works today is you sign up, and we ask you for 100 quid that we are going to put inside a card and send it to you. It's going to take like 1-2 days to arrive. So you give us £100, and then you need to wait for a postman. So what we do is you open the app, and the card is actually coming to you, and it's running. And it's the loveliest. This is done by Sam Michael, one of my colleagues. It's fucking amazing. You close the app, you open it again, and now it's in a boat. And we are working on more of this. Basically, it's how can you manage the uncertainty of someone that has just gave us a fair amount of money, and like it's an app, right? Like you don't know us. So how we care. And then things like this, like things that are kind of free, like write lovely release notes. Tristan, it's my workmate that does this, and it does take kind of the same time. You just need a talented person to write that instead of bug fixes. So, yeah. And this one, I have actually the physical evidence of this. I'm really proud of is how we deliver our cards. So they come in this navy envelope, and you get a piece of paper that opens like this, and the card is here, and off you go. You may think, well, why is he showing an A4 with a few cuts? I was really, really focused in this. Like, I wanted a way of delivering cards without the glue dot disgusting that I don't know how they call it. It's like a spongy thing. You remove the card. It stays in the card, not in the paper. And then you remove it, and it's like, OK. I feel again like when I was 8. What should I do with this? You just need to make some cuts in a piece of paper. This was prototyped by Sam, and we got it done in just 2 iterations. And it's perfect, and people love it. So some learnings from the things that we've done properly. Use your time wisely. I don't know if I'm doing it, actually. Hack things together. Fake it till you make it. Listen to your customers. Try to listen. Sweat all the small details. And be better. It's the case of the glue dot. Okay, be different. For me, it's really cheap. It's easy to make things different. Try to make them better. Okay, so that was the good. These are the things that we haven't done that well. So one is something that we are already fixing. How many of you don't have a Monzo card but want a Monzo card? OK, so now I have a way of giving you cards. So I think I'm going to give it to Sanil, and they're going to give them around. There you go. So this relates with growth. Please, go for it. I think there's more hands than cards. But please sign up, monzo.com. Even if you drop me an email, I can do some magic so you get it faster. Hugo at monzo.com. So yeah, this is related with. I'm going to get some water while you get the cards. I'm doing here. This is a mess, isn't it? Like I'm giving cards. This is like Oprah. I should have put it under the chairs, right? Like if you look under the chairs, all of you. OK. So yeah, going back to series, this is things that we haven't done properly. About growth, we haven't focused on growth enough. Tons of people here wanted a card. We didn't have a way of shipping this. This new stuff, I was doing it 2 weeks ago. Now I have it. Like I can give you a way of having the card. Incorporating that like process of think about growth in every single thing you do hasn't been easy, and we need to make it better. We've been lucky because it kind of Monzo has been growing. Now we have like 60,000 users, I think, and it's been like very organic, and we haven't really thought about it. Things that we fucked up completely. This is the Android app. We started being iPhone only, And then we released, and we didn't manage the expectations very well. So 157 people think that this is the worst app ever. And maybe they are right. Like, we didn't explain that properly. So you have things like this. It's a communication thing, like someone that feels that because we don't have a login, like a password, the app is not secure somehow. So be careful with that. Like, fake it till you make it and all that, but try to be careful with things that are going to be expensive to fix. Things like this. Apple Pay. We don't have Apple Pay. Okay. This is me using Marble with a screen, like with a fake screen, and the background is my TV showing a picture of a bus. Right. I shit you not. I do it that way. Try it. It's perfect. I shouldn't have revealed this tip. Okay. We do these things at Monzo because we want to give that idea of what we want to do and what we want to build, and we give it to media, and journalists love this stuff, but we don't have it. So be careful with that, managing expectation, not letting people think that it's better than it actually is. And this, I really care about it, and we fucked it up completely, is Monzo, it's been built by people that live in Shoreditch and are paid a shitload of money, and many of us, we are all dudes, we are all white dudes. That has tons of implications and bias in our product. Like, the categories are not very good, particularly if you are a woman, are not particularly good if you have kids, if you have a family, or like this person, if you don't have 100 quid that you can spare, right? So yeah, be careful with these things. We are fixing it. Focus on growth, don't overpromise, and people come in all shapes and colors. And the last one of this section, it was the good, the bad. It's not the ugly, right? It's the lucky. Okay. So things we've done, and they've been like lucky strikes. I've managed to do this really small intentionally. This is me saying in our Slack channel, I've met a card manufacturer, the people that produce the cards, these flashy hot coral cards, and I've seen one example of a gift card, not a banking card, that was fluorescent. Is that a thing? Can we actually do that? So I contact MasterCard, that is our provider, and they didn't even know, like, nobody has done this before. So can we have a fluorescent card? So basically, that's 11, and at 4, we said, okay, we have 3 colors, we are going to do one of these. Like, my CEO, Tom, he calls it like violent execution. So go for something, do it. If it's cheap to revert, don't worry too much. So we did it that way. Like, Daniel, our head of security right now, he said, middle one is my favorite. We talked with a few people, and that's the card that you have now, Pantone 805C, whatever. Now like, people love that card. Think on banking cards, okay? How they usually look. They always have like a sphere like of the world with some sort of like traces of like light going around or something. Like, they always look like they try to convey security or something. It's terrible, right? And now people tell us, and I think many of you can say if this is true or not. Like, people tells you that card is awesome when you go and pay in a store or something. And it's a lucky strike. I'm not like a genius or anything. Like, we just tried it, it worked, and now it's this lovely card. Another lucky strike, kind of, there's tons of hard work, but it's a lucky strike, is the community. We have an amazing community. From even the cards that I've been giving away say something like, help us build this bank. We want you to help us. We don't really know how to solve this. We need your help. So we have this community, we have a forum, and people like this guy spend time on giving us a design and an idea, and it's really, really cool. If you are into finance or you are into design, go there and spend some time like telling me, the categories are not good enough, fix them, motherfucker, and I will do it. Okay? I always post like design of stuff that we are working on and things like that. It's pretty cool. We bring people to our office, and we are very lucky of that. They actually come and help us. And he's lovely Leah giving cards away and trying to understand the expectations of people and make things good. Another thing that we've been very lucky, we had a crowdfunding campaign, and we raised 1 million pounds on 96 seconds. It's like, yeah, we broke the thing, right? Like, it actually broke. Like, we did like 2 days later or something. So this was a lucky strike, totally. I mean, tons of hard work behind, but you never know if this is going to happen or it's going to be a mess. I was having this is amazing. I was with a user, running a user testing session, while I could hear, we were in a meeting room, and I could hear my team saying 10, 9, 8 with a countdown. And, oh, everybody clapped. And I was with this guy and saying, no, it's because we are doing some investing thing, don't worry. And 96 seconds later, everybody was like crazy. And I was like, what the fuck had happened? We broke it again or something. Like, I couldn't believe that it actually worked. So, whoa, yeah. And this is, we changed our name recently, and this is people that came to our office to celebrate. Like, we are very lucky, very, very lucky, and we are really humble about that. Like, people that are so involved with our mission, and they feel part of that they actually come and help us. So this would be the last kind of learnings of this section, last section. Know the rules. I ask MasterCard, what can I do with this? And then break them a bit. Take care of your followers. If now you follow me on Twitter, I will take care of you. Be honest and tell all the things like they are, and yeah. And things will break. Be prepared for that. Yeah. Thank you very much.